Swipe when you're ready. One of the many ways we are blessed as a congregation is that we have an endowment. It is sizable, it is constantly growing, and so we are able to share some of what has been shared with us with other folks. We do that through our normal offering. We also do that through grants. And one of our grants this year has gone to, and I have only seen the name written, Kekeli. That's the problem, I should have asked before. Goes to Kekeli in Ghana. And we have someone to share a mission moment with us to let us know what that grant does. So take it away.
Thank you. It's wonderful being back. I'm really excited to share the work we're doing, but just to start, I want to remind you that Kekeli is an organization in Ghana that works with children with developmental disabilities. We started in 2007, working with children, vulnerable children mostly, but then narrowed in on working with children with developmental disability because of the stigma attached to having a disability in Ghana. Many of the children we saw were hidden away, and mothers especially, were blamed for causing the disability. They were seen as a curse, and we wanted to work with the mothers to see how best we could overcome some of these challenges and provide support to the children. So by doing this, I want to tell the story of one of our children, Esther, and her mother, Rejoice. Now, we met Esther about 5 or 6 years ago. Esther was born with cerebral palsy, and so this is Esther and her mother. Now, they came to our resource center looking for help to better understand their disability. But Esther's mother's story is similar to many of our families. Her husband left when the child was seen to have a disability. The husband blamed Esther's mother for causing the disability, and many of the family members rejected Esther because of the cerebral palsy. And so we wanted to educate Esther's mother on the cause of cerebral palsy and how best she could support Esther at home. So we got her in part of one of our parents' groups. So we bring our parents together to educate them on the rights of their children, the cause of disability. And so this is one of our parents' group meetings where Esther's mother gets to share her story and be with other parents who have similar situations to learn from each other, and they support each other. We also encourage them to share their story widely. We collaborate with a lot of different groups, the media, health professionals, education, to ensure that they have a platform and can advocate for the rights of their children. So here is Rejoice's mother. You can see the confidence on her face, smiling. She's on the radio station sharing her story and working with other parents to share their story and advocate for the rights of their children. We visit the communities a lot. You can see this is my project manager with 2 of our mothers. We get to understand the mother's situation better by going to the community, seeing the challenges they have accessing the road, going to the roadside to get a vehicle, accessing the school. Many of the schools are not accessible, and getting to the hospital. And so those are the areas we focus on, is seeing how best we can make the things more accessible for the parents. Health is a big part of our program. And you can see Esther and her mother in one of our group sessions at the hospital, where they get to work together and learn more about the disability, but get involved with physical therapy, speech therapy, and other services that the hospital provides, so they know how best they can support the child at home as well as at the hospital. Getting devices for our children are very important so that they can get the support they need at home. And this is where we train the mothers often on how to make these devices from local materials like cardboard, newspapers. So this is a standing frame we made for Esther and made by the parents. And you can see Esther using it at home. This was used in 2020. It was so useful because this was when COVID first came and parents could not bring their children to the hospital, so they were forced to do a lot of the therapy at home. So this device was very helpful in ensuring Esther could stand on her own. As Esther was growing and becoming more able to walk, she was able to move up to a walking device, which we worked with the hospital to train them on how best to measure her and be fitted for the appropriate device for her needs. So you can see Esther is very happy with her walking device. She walks everywhere now. She has one in her house, and then we have one in our school for her as well. Now this is our facility, Kekeli's facility, our resource and assessment center, our early childhood center, which is the nursery and kindergarten, where we're able to make a lot of materials for our kids, communication boards, and work with them to ensure that they get access to education. You can also see we have a vehicle which was recently donated, which is fully accessible. It has a ramp, and we're able to move the kids to their house easily with that vehicle. We're also putting up a kitchen now, which is focusing on how we can make nutritious food for our kids. Many of our kids struggle with eating solid food, so we have to make sure the food they're able to get, the porridge, is really highly nutritious and can be ready and available for them, both at home and at the school. So this is one of our sessions at the Early Childhood Center, and this is where we're able to use some of the materials. And the grant that we received from the church was to buy equipment that we could use to make materials for the kids. So we're making the communication boards and using them during the speech therapy session, which is seen here. And we're able to use those both in the home and at the school, as well as when they go to the hospital. They have these learning materials that they can use to easily communicate with the health professionals as well as other people in the community. Now here's Esther, of course, walking around the center. As I said, accessibility is very important to us, and our facility is fully accessible to the children. And so they're able to walk around easily. There are ramps that are very low down, and no steps are at the facility. And here's our classroom setting, where the kids can come together. Many of these kids, as I said, have never had a chance to go to school. And someone like Esther, who was rejected from the school in her community because of her disability, can come to our facility, have access to the learning materials she needs, and be supported by caregivers as well as the parents who come and assist in the class. You can see here she's doing a drawing session with the other children with disability in the class. This class size is 5 children for now, but we know the class size will grow as people become more aware of the services we provide. And here is one of the classmates and Esther sharing their drawing. We make sure that every child gets a chance to lead a session. And this is Adam, one of the children there, showing the drawing they've done. Esther, her responsibility has been opening the sessions of the school with an opening prayer. And when we first brought her to the school, we asked her to give an opening prayer, and she was a bit surprised. She has never been asked that, and she asked, "Do children pray?" And nobody had ever included her in those sessions before. So we worked with the mother to teach her at home different simple prayers. And she came back to the center during the next session and was very proud, asking everybody to close their eyes. And she led a very nice prayer, and she's been doing that ever since. So we're really excited about how the children are growing and learning from each other during these sessions. And so here's Adam and Esther, very excited to be in the classroom. And I'll close there. But I also want to say again, thank the church and the members for the support for the grant. As I said, we were able to buy equipment to use at the facility to ensure that we could make learning materials for the kids, to ensure these sessions are successful and the kids get what they need to be part of the classroom setting as well as support in the home. So thank you very much for everything you've done. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah. I want to add just a couple of messages onto that, a little addendum to the mission moment. The first is that our winter grant season will be opening soon. I think that's in December. So keep an eye out for that and think of organizations that you would like to support and apply for grants for them. We've got the money to affect people in our community and all over the world, so let's use it, let's get it out there, let's do amazing things for people. The second is that, well, stewardship season is starting soon. And I want to say we've had 3 mission moments over the last few months. We are not a big church. We all know that. We're not a huge congregation. We don't have a giant mega-sized building with a big auditorium. We don't have, the size that we sometimes would like to. but we change lives in Ghana. We change lives in Haiti. We change lives in congregations in prisons in America. And we change lives through the referral center. We help kids through after-prom activities and music boosters and all that kind of stuff. Our reach is global. And it is that widespread and that powerful because of your generosity. So as you are thinking through your giving later this year, maybe even next month sometime, as you are thinking through your giving, don't just think about my gift keeps the lights on, or my gift keeps Pastor Chris in his, Ferrari. Or my gift does these little things that are important. Think about how your gifts, your gift of money, your gift of time, your gift of skill, your gift of presence, changes lives everywhere. Because that is the power of a congregation that loves people.